Hello, everyone. This is High Priestess Tana, and thank you for tuning in to Tana Temple Healing Works. First and foremost, I would like to thank you all so much for all of the views, the comments, and the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. And if you're a returning subscriber slash soul family member, thank you again. And if you're new, welcome again. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of the love and support. It's really been a blessing to my channel to have received new subscribers and viewers as well. And yeah, so I wanted to talk about something very important. Once again, I would like to first and foremost just wish everyone a beautiful rest of their day. And I want to make sure that everyone is doing well because, as we know, this world is going insane. We have so much going on right now with all these wrongful deaths and people getting attacked and God knows whatever else. It's just a lot to worry about. The world is a dangerous place, but I want this to be a safe haven for us. Whenever you come to my channel, just look at it as you talking to an old friend, or just that cool chick from, I don't know, next door or something. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate it so much once again. But before I get started, I would like to start off with a prayer and say that, God, I would like to ask you to protect my collective and any other viewers who are watching this channel right now. Ensure that you are protecting them with all of your love and with your wisdom, and just support them, and just make sure that they are taking the proper steps to pretty much lead a more healthy, balanced, and just a more happy life. Amen. Whew, we need that. So, yes. Oh my goodness. First and foremost, I would like to talk about a subject that is very critical, and that is domestic violence. As you know, in the Black community, there's a rise of domestic violence, and a lot of, especially Black women, are being killed by their significant others. And it's not an easy thing to talk about. It's very devastating and upsetting to have to even make this video to talk about what we experience as Black women in this country. Specifically, already we have so many different things stacked against us on a daily basis as Black people, period. It's difficult in this country, but a lot of people will argue and say, yes, life is much better in America than it is in other countries. Obviously that's true, but let's not pretend like there aren't other factors at play that affects us overall as a people when it comes to our attitudes and our outlook on life, when you have to still deal with all of these other things, from racial prejudice and discrimination and all these other things. And then we have issues within our own community that still needs to be pretty much resolved and healed. Okay. In the Black community, you hear the term generational curse a lot. That is very true. A lot of Black people do not like to tap into their trauma and try to basically untangle all of that web of confusion and pain and suffering and trauma that needs to be healed. It's like it's something that plagues us, that haunts us in a way throughout generations, like multiple generations rather. And it's something that we try to usually sweep under the rug. And a lot of Black people are against therapy. Even though more Black people are going to therapy, some people say, I don't need to talk to anybody, I'm good, I talk to God or whatever, and that's fine. But you also need someone in the present, like here in front of your face, someone to talk to face to resolve some of those issues. Even looking at this channel may not be able to fully help you with these deep-seated psychological issues that you may have. You know, you have to talk to someone who specializes as a health care professional, okay? This is the metaphysical, this is spiritual, but also I'm telling the truth from my own perspective. My truth, basically. But you can resonate with these messages, but first and foremost, that's why God gave us discernment, because you're supposed to be able to chew the meat and spit out the bones, right? So, first and foremost, I've been running across a lot of stories about domestic violence, Black women getting killed by their spouses, slash partners or boyfriends, fiancés, or whatever, even other family members, and it's been through the roof. I wanted to cover one specific thing, but I said I don't want to keep talking about that on this channel because it's very depressing, but something needs to be said, right? So I just wanted to talk about, let's learn how to get away from situations before they get too out of hand, before it's too late. I've been in situations myself with people who were deemed to be dangerous, you know, a few people who were not good people, okay? And then some were just jackasses along the way, you know, they just did dumb shit, but then a few people are like crazy, like really insane, and they're sociopaths, psychopaths, and you need to get away from them really fast before something transpires that you may end up getting entangled into something that may be far beyond your control. Trust me. Okay. I've dealt with especially one person that was just like a fucking maniac. Okay. So anyway, enough about me. Please share your comments in the comment section if you've been through something similar. But I also am a survivor of narcissistic abuse, in a sense. This person was very narcissistic, and they treated me like crap, but I got out of that situation. And I've attracted men who are just terrible, to say the least. But when I looked within myself and I said, you know what, you got to clear this out of your aura, you got to clear this from your temple. Your body is your temple, right? And you should know yourself better than anyone else. But when I realized, okay, excuse me, these were lessons that you needed to learn because it's something within you that wasn't healed, and you need to get rid of that situation by rebooting your life and tapping deep inside, like listen to your inner voice. You got to go inward to find who you really are, what your purpose is, why do you like what's your purpose, who you are, why do you resonate with certain things, why are you attracting certain people or situations that seem to keep reoccurring that shouldn't. You want to eliminate that. So first I'm going to start off by talking about domestic violence, the statistics, and then I'll give my commentary afterwards. So from what I'm reading, Black women disproportionately experience violence at home, at school, on a job, and in their neighborhoods. The status of Black women in the United States details these many types of violence. Black women face high rates of intimate partner violence, rape, and homicide. Black girls and women also experience institutionalized racism. They are disproportionately punished in school, funneled into the criminal justice system after surviving physical or sexual abuse, disproportionately subjected to racial profiling and police brutality, and incarcerated at rates far exceeding their share of the population. By drawing on available studies, the report helps lay the foundation necessary for positive change. The data show that more than 4 in 10 Black women experience physical violence from an intimate partner during their lifetimes. White women, Latinas, and Asian/Pacific Islander women report lower rates. Black women also experience significantly higher rates of psychological abuse, including humiliation, insults, name calling, and coercive control, than do women overall. Sexual violence affects Black women at high rates. More than 20% of Black women are raped during their lifetimes, a higher share than among women overall. Black women face a particularly high risk of being killed at the hands of a man. A 2015 Violence Policy Center study finds that Black women were 2.5 times more likely to be murdered by men than their white counterparts. More than 9 in 10 Black female victims knew their killers. Wow. That's insane. That is very heartbreaking. And we have racial disparities pervade the educational and criminal justice systems. Black girls are suspended or expelled from public schools at much higher rates than other girls. School administrators are more apt to perceive Black girls as disruptive or loud compared with other groups of boys and girls. And Black girls are more likely to be punished for dress code violations, talking back to teachers in defiance. Not surprisingly, multiple suspensions and expulsions impede some Black girls' educational success. School discipline disparities can also contribute to girls' disproportionate involvement with the criminal justice system. Black girls make up nearly 1/3 of the girls referred to law enforcement and over 40% of girls arrested in connection with a school incident. Wow, this is crazy. For too many Black girls, school leads to imprisonment. Black girls age 18 through 19 were 4 times more likely to be imprisoned than white girls. Girls and women of color are the fastest growing populations in American prisons. Scholars cited in the report ascribed disproportionate incarceration rates to racial disparities and school discipline, war on drugs policies, and other forms of institutionalized racism and sexism. Wow. Formerly incarcerated Black women experience long-term economic, political, occupational, educational, and physical consequences. The report comprehensively describes the urgent need to prevent violence against Black women. And this is from the website called Institute for Women's Policy Research. I mean, just by reviewing that particular article or that particular website / information, it shows that Black women are highly more disadvantaged than other races, or ethnicities of women, because of, it's just like we already are stigmatized and we have this like stamp on us, like a scarlet letter or something. Like we're already stereotyped and judged, and we're belittled and we're minimized, and we're not really, I would say a lot of people don't defend us like or protect us like they should compared to other races or ethnicities of women. But I do agree that there are other ethnic groups of women who are violated. Obviously, I'm not saying that they aren't going through the same thing, but I'm just speaking of here in America, and I'm speaking of women from my cultural background, ethnic racial background at this moment. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I'm not trying to minimize nobody else's experience, but I'm just speaking of the Black community specifically in this video. Um, a lot of times, as I think about it, when I look at some women who are experiencing this abuse, I notice that a lot of these women are pretty much disenfranchised in a lot of cases. Sometimes they feel like they don't have a choice but to deal with the shit they're dealing with, because if they have multiple children by different men and they find this so-called soulmate, or this guy who supposedly has more money than them and is willing to take them and their children in, they accept certain things that this man does, and that could be abuse, that could be all forms of abuse or some forms of abuse. And these men are also abusing their children as well, God forbid. It's really devastating, sad, it's heartbreaking, it's painful to have to just see this stuff, hear this stuff. Some women feel like they have to accept that because they can't do better. Maybe they live in a very impoverished neighborhood. Maybe they came from the slums or the projects or something, and they feel like they lucked up, quote unquote, with a good man. That's not a good man. Not doing that to you. He's not. And then a lot of these, ow, I bit my tongue. A lot of these men have criminal records that they don't even know about, and it pays to do your research too. When it comes to these men, you have to do your research, look up those records, hey, whatever you got to do to check them out, vet them out before they even come to your home. No man should be moving in your house a few weeks after you met them. Are you serious? That's not good. That's not cool at all. And you have children. Even if you didn't have children, not cool. Not cool at all. Not trying to judge nobody, but that's just not a good idea, because you haven't even taken the time to really get to know this person. And a lot of people are meeting people online on these dating apps and stuff, and people are very deceptive. They come off as being one way, and then they could be a total monster. A lot of these cases I found out, oh, this person met this man on social media or, on this dating website, and sparks flew and they were so in love, head over heels. And next thing you know, the man is jumping on her right away, taking her money out of her bank account, taking her car whenever he needs it or whatever, when he wants to, rather, or feel like he needs it. This man may not even be working. He could be into some illegal activity or criminal activity. And this man may have lied and told this woman, hey, I got this and I got that going on. It's a tough situation. And then you have some men who seem like they have everything going. And then you find out about secret lives that they're living. This man could be on the DL or the down low, sleeping with other men, or this man he could have a whole other family. Another family on the other side of town or up the street or something, and when the woman find out, now they're ready to harm this woman. When the other woman finds out this stuff, it's so much. And you hear a lot about love triangles or just messy situations where a lot of times it's over crimes of passion. Oh, this woman broke up with this man. Next thing you know, he's ready to hurt her. He's ready to take her life, And then you have situations where some women are in relationships with other women too, and the woman may end up getting jealous and may try to harm their lover, the other woman. And there are love triangles, and then you have polyamorous relationships and stuff, and things can go left, and you think you have that agreement or open marriage or open relationship, but that can go that can go left too, you know. Um, it's a lot going on here. And some people get mad if the side piece or whatever gets pregnant and they don't want them to have the baby or whatever, and that makes them turn into a monster, you know. So you just got to be careful. But the next thing I want to talk about is rebooting your life, eliminating. I know I talked about it a little bit before, but you have to learn how to eliminate certain things out of your life. If you're seeing signs that your health is declining, your hair is thinning, you're gaining or losing weight significantly, you're being diagnosed with all types of illnesses and stuff that you knew you didn't have before, if a person has put your body at risk, like for STDs or STIs, even if they're curable, it shouldn't matter. Like, they shouldn't be doing that to you. They should not be putting your health at risk, right? This person have you stressed out. You feel like you're having panic attacks or heart attacks or strokes and stuff. And if this person is taking your money, they could be financially abusing you too. Okay? If you're going through all this stuff, they could be like, when I'm thinking about, I read about humiliation and stuff. If this person is humiliating you, talking about you, fat shaming you, bullying you, talk about, oh, you're too this, you're too that, you're too fat, you're not this, you're not that pretty, and all this other stuff, it's time to get the fuck on. It's time to plan an escape plan to exit from that person's life. I don't care if you have to call the sheriff or whatever to get them the fuck out your house. You better do it. And I will run for the fucking hills. I will even move to another state or something. Change my fucking identity if I had to. Okay? To get away from a damn nutcase. Alright? These people out here in the world are, like I say, they're fucking demons. Normal people don't behave like this. That's how you know the devil has an agenda. He sends his minions to people who walk and they walk in how would I say, with God, and they favor a lifestyle where they're highly favored and they're blessed by God, and they can see that you're chosen, and they want to try to ruin and destroy you. You better get away as fast as you fucking can. And I mean that. People do some weird shit. When you first start seeing telltale signs that this person is a fucking maniac, you better come up with a plan to get the hell away from them. File that fucking restraining order. Do what you gotta do. Take the steps necessary to protect your life, and if you have children, to protect your children's lives as well. It's not good having to look over your shoulder thinking that someone is going to attack you out of anywhere. When it's time to control, alt, and delete that motherfucker out of your life, remove them from your life. Reboot. Start anew. Start fresh. Start taking care of yourself, your mental health. Because they can start, have you develop mental health issues as well. Not just physical issues and emotional issues. Your psychological, how would I say, your mind will start developing psychosis and start manifesting mental illnesses, because these people don't have boundaries. They don't know when to stop fucking with you. Who wants to go around taking pills for a mental health issue? I don't even like taking pills for a basic health issue or something that is needed, like the doctor prescribed. I don't even like taking that stuff. So I know I don't want to be on psych meds. That's crazy. I'm telling you, the devil is trying to destroy any way he can. And you better stay ready. So you won't have to get ready. You better stay ready. This is ridiculous with these men and people who are just so evil. Like, if a person don't want you, move the fuck on. There are so many different people to choose from in the world who might tolerate your bullshit, who could be just as crazy as your ass is. I don't think nobody should be obsessed with another person like that at all. It's not healthy. That means that it's something, these motherfuckers are unhinged. They'll sit up here and try to how would I say this? They will sit up here and try to want to force you to be with them, but then they don't want to really be with you. They just want that control over you. It ain't about love. It's about control and dominance. How are you talking about me like a dog, but at the same time, you don't want me to leave, but you don't want nobody. It's like you don't want me per se, but you don't want me to be taken by nobody else. Make that shit make sense. Stupid clown shit, clownage. But you know what? I hope and pray that everyone stays safe while dating, or if you're married, I hope that your marriage is peaceful. Whatever, I just hope that you're safe in your romantic connections, because I don't want anyone to have to go through this. Too many of us black women are dying. And it's not a good thing to have to experience from the outside looking in. Domestic violence is real, y'all. And these psychopaths, narcissists, sociopaths, all that shit is real. No one wants to be treated like a pet or a plaything or a toy or something. And I'm really starting to think that because of these generational curses, like I mentioned before, that's why a lot of these men are abusing women, because some of them hate their mothers. They're not going to tell you that, but they probably have mommy issues coming up and they hate you because of their mother. And they take it out on you. Yep. Unfortunately. They were probably abused by their mothers or neglected or abandoned by their mothers. And they don't know how to love. So they become clingy, toxic, codependent, abusive, developing all these psychotic ass traits. They become unhinged, as I mentioned before, to the point I believe it's no return. Some people can reach that point where it's no fucking coming back and it's game over. And once they snap, that's it for them. Stay safe, y'all. Stay prayed up. Keep believing in a higher power, in a divine spirit, God. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay protected at all times, because shit is real out here. All right, y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Be safe. Have a blessed rest of y'all evening. And peace. Thanks again for tuning into Tana Temple Healing Works. I'll talk to y'all soon.